Hello traders, it's Samurai Trader here. Welcome to our recap of the FESX 1000 share bar. The reason I love this market, of course, it's the main futures market that trades, or one of the main ones that trades in Europe. It opens up at 9 a.m. at London time, and it's fantastic volume. It virtually, as you've heard me say in other videos, the recordings, it virtually models the E-minis as far as volume goes. The only thing is its personality is very different, and it's something you hear me say on a regular basis, that every market has its own personality. The market trades in points, and 1 point is 10 euros, and it seems to move a lot slower. So here on the 1000 you still get plenty of movement because you turn over typically anywhere between 1 and 2 million contracts per day, but it does move very differently compared to the ES. And it's a fantastic market to trade when it's trending. And how do we tell when it's trending? We use the 89 EMA. So if we look to the left of the chart here, we can see from last night's market, and by the way, the market opens up, the pre-market opens up at 8 a.m. in around 15-20 minutes. Then the market really kicks off at 6 p.m. US time, no, sorry, Australian time. So if we have a look here, we've got a beautiful T1. So the market opened up approximately 26 minutes after the market opens in the pre-market with a perfect T1 form. Now in this particular case, I know this market very well, and I was about to go out for dinner, so I jumped in and scalped 10. You can see there on the screen there, 10 contracts I scalped there for 5 ticks. So I got in very quickly, and actually let me just confirm it. 1 2 3, I don't remember last night, it's a long time ago. 1 2 3 4, sorry, 4 ticks I scalped the market for on 10 contracts. So it was a very nice end to the day after a great day yesterday. As those that watch my ES videos will see, we had a fantastic trading day yesterday with the aftermarket, the Globex trading the ES 144. So back to this T1. Normally speaking, you would have been in, and all new traders, please wait for this to turn magenta before you enter. So I got in 2 ticks earlier, so you would have seen, and the main reason was I know the market well and I was in a hurry, I had to go out, and you can see it roll over there. Down here we had another beautiful T1 entry here. Your entry would have been here. I was out by this time, would have been out on this candle. That was great for 4 5 6 10 ticks. And here in this particular case, you would have been aiming for the pivot. The pivot, as you can see here, we almost have a pivot bounce down here. Up here our entry would have been on this candle, another pivot bounce, even though it went through, but that's would have been your first entry to bring your stops right in. Now here I've got here CT, counter trade traders or divergence traders, beware, is that in a strong move, and we can see here the market really moved down strongly, counter trend traders are going to get stopped time and time again, and that's why I recommend trading a T1 is the best. And when traders email me and ask me on training courses and the webinars what's the very best trade setup, if I was to follow one and do one only, the T1 with trend, using the zero lag to confirm the trade. Now down here we had a third signal at the bottom here, and this T1 was rising against and this is very evident, rising strongly against the long-term stochastic. Be extremely cautious when it happens, ladies and gentlemen, because time and time again you're going to get stopped on these. You've got to be very careful when you get these strong rises. On top of that, there's something else that gave it away. It was a bad trade. What is it? Look at the platinum. Notice how we're right up above the zero line, so we've crossed over the zero line, so there's warning signals everywhere. What if you did take that trade? Well, and quite frankly, if I was trading live last night, I would have taken that trade. The other signal was here, that we had a beautiful T11 right in here. Let me just put this in here. So we had a lovely T11, and that was also signaled by, let me just go here, by a T10 entry on this signal. For T10 and a T11 money in the bank trades, they're just fantastic trades. So here we've had and let's call this one, because in a fast-moving market I probably would have taken that one. So 1 2 loss to another winner, but then we had another beautiful T1 signal here. Even though we're above the channel, and some may say this is a counter trend, well, that's not correct, because the 89 is moving down strongly. We're rolling over left, right, and center. My platinum's rolling down. It was a beautiful trade. And then they just fire off left, right, and center. Look at this: T1, T2, T1, T1. They're firing off left, right, and center here. T1, this particular one here may have been, unless you brought your stops in, may have been a loss for you, and the reason being you pulled back above before you picked up your 3 or 4 ticks, which is what I recommend. But then you had an 89 bounce. Remember, your 89 EMA bounces, and you can classify that one right back here as an 89 bounce as well, are money in the bank trades. You want to take your 89s. They're very, very good. And then it went away. Sorry, it fell away beautifully for a winner. Down here, notice this period of consolidation here you've got here. Not saying you would have jumped in here, because your experienced counter trend traders, your experienced traders would have been in on your zero lag, on your zero line cross on your platinum here. You're crossing over. Look at all that consolidation. Then you had a T89. Now our 89 has still been heading down in a downtrend here. What makes it the T89? Notice here we're well above the channel. You can see the channel there. We're even above our paint lines, above the zero lag here, and so that really signals a plum T89 trade for a nice short. We then had another T89 back up again. Once again, we're well under. Our paint bar is well under the zero lag, and away it goes. Up we go. Now we're starting to get some sideways action here. So traders, be very, very careful, very cautious when you're seeing the side action here, sideways action in your 89. There is one thing, that formation here that turned up and turned into a beautiful double top. Now this is your classic T7. Let me just mark it in there. Classic T7 trade there, T7. See our 2 paint bars, and look, we're about to have a zero line cross on the platinum, and away it goes. It falls away beautifully. Let's scroll along quickly here, and we can see another beautiful T1. You had a there's your paint bar. You had a T2. A T2, of course, is when your the long-term stochastic is well oversold. We have a slingshot effect, so the T2, also known as a slingshot. Away it goes. And you had another one here. So that was, they both delivered a good 4 or 5 ticks each. Then you had another beautiful T1 here, and you had another T1 right here. And actually, no, you would have had to wait there. You had a T2 formation there and a T10. So see your T10, you're falling away, you've crossed up through, you've turned over, so that made it a T10. But for me, I would have still been in that trade there anyway. Then you have a very, very nice pivot bounce down here for your counter trend traders. So traders, an incredibly successful night trading the T1s with the trend. Now for those that trade the T89s, and that there, by the way, would have been a T89 there as well. Sorry, just here, that would have been a T89. As you hear me go on and on about this every day, focus, become a master at one setup before you move on to others. Your T1s, it really comes down to being patient. Now there, you would have been sitting by your screens 4 or 5 hours. But wow, what a successful night. 4 of those T1 trades at 4 ticks each. You've banked the money. Mum's very, very happy, and so is Dad. You've done very well. So I look forward to you watching my next recap. Please keep sharing your success stories. By the way, we're getting some great questions that are being emailed in, and some great success stories, so we can share those with some of our traders community, which we're building a great community there. Please don't forget to subscribe if you're a newbie to my YouTube channel.